So good afternoon. Mike asked me to speak about my personal experience learning geography and what it was that inspired me. And when I was thinking about it, I realised I can tell you exactly when I became interested in the subject. And actually it was about development. In S2 we were asked the question, what is development? And the teacher had someone draw a line across a big world map and try to separate MEDCs and LEDCs. And then he showed us how similar it was to the Brandt line. And we got the opportunity to spend the rest of that term challenging that line, looking at all the different possible indicators and their problems, discussing how we would weight our own composite indicators. Age 13, we were debating big questions, not just how do we measure development, but can we measure it? Should we expect all countries to follow the same trajectory? What do we even really mean by development? And definitely these are conversations that need to be continued more throughout the curriculum. It's something that continued through to my undergraduate degree. And I think as a young pupil, I was fascinated by the complexity of these discussions and the fact that there was no one-size-fits-all definite answer at the end. I loved that geography didn't shy away from the intricacy of the world around us, whether it was debating development or later learning about the complex feedback cycles and interdependencies of the climate system. This complexity is what sparked my enduring passion for geography. It challenged me to think critically, to juggle different scales and perspectives, and to pay attention to the nuance of specific contexts. I hadn't particularly enjoyed any geography I'd come across before that point, but this big debate, with new layers added each week, was really a turning point in how I saw the subject. There are two other things that have made me keep choosing geography again and again at every stage. The first is its incredible breadth, and the second, its real-world relevance. Geography, as most of us in the room know, is pretty much boundless. You can study anything, anywhere, anytime. You can look for evidence of fluvial landforms or volcanoes on Mars. You can argue about what point in human history globalization began. You can look into the future and predict how much seas might rise in 100 years' time. I'm not convinced that any other subject has as wide a scope. And as we all know, this breadth of topics is accompanied by a vast range of skills. Geography is an all-rounder, interdisciplinary subject. It helps students build concise, well-structured writing, sharp analytical skills, confidence handling all kinds of data, good digital literacy and research skills, as well as, of course, cartography and fieldwork. I am undeniably more employable and have a more diverse set of skills because I chose to study geography. The final thing that I love about geography and what has kept me interested throughout my education is its real-world relevance. Every headline you read has a geographical element. All the major issues we face in our daily lives and on a global scale fall under the umbrella of geography. It is a fundamentally important subject, and I don't think currently we're communicating that enough. We definitely have an image problem. Most people I speak to, including my parents when I was choosing geography, think of it as learning capitals, maybe a few landforms, and little else. So in addition to reforming our curriculum and assessment, what are we currently doing and what more can we do to change this wider perception and get the word out that it's actually a really exciting subject to study and extremely useful in the skills it teaches? I can only speak from my own experience, but what sparked and has retained my interest in geography was its complexity, breadth, and relevance. These are things that I think we should celebrate and use as a guide when thinking about what to change in its teaching and assessment going forward.